Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. As today we're going to be talking about Hockey Legacy Manager, as they're about to come out with a HLM 25, which I gotta say I am very excited for this game. I've been absolutely loving Hockey Legacy Manager 24. It's just an absolutely gorgeous manager game that you can do like a history mode from, go all the way back from 1917 all the way up to the current day and age, which is what I've been doing. I'm up at like 2010, almost 100 years into this history mode, and I've been having a blast. Like, it is a lot of fun to kind of just see what happens. You can also do your current kind of your franchise mode if you really wanted to. They got so much crazy features in the game, and they're even adding a lot more, which is what we're going to be going into this video. I'm definitely going to be playing the beta that's going to be coming out on the 24th. Going to be making a lot of videos. I just asked one of the devs if I'm able to make videos on the beta, which if I am, I'm definitely going to be doing streams and producing some content for that. I was going to start a franchise mode, as you probably guys seen episode 1 of the Ottawa Senators franchise mode that I was going to do on HLM 24. I decided to just cut that because I was like, you know what, I kind of want to play the updated rosters, and I want to wait until the new game, which I'm very happy I kind of waited to play the new game, because the features that they added in this game is what we've been wanting EA to add for years. Like, I'm not even joking with you guys that this game, the devs that make this game, I want to give a shout out to them. All right, so let's jump into Reddit here. The Drive for 25. He is an amazing dev. This is the guy that made the full post. I'm pretty sure he's one of the devs for this game. Absolutely amazing. The stuff that they added to this game is absolutely incredible. They really listen to the community. There's a lot of people that add a lot of stuff, that want to add just crazy amount of things to this game, and they do an amazing job. The game's not super expensive. You can get on Steam, Apple, Google, and just to let you guys know, I'm not sponsored by these guys. I just absolutely love this game. It's a really great game, and the release date for this game is on September 7th, so it is coming up quite fast. I'm definitely going to be getting the beta. I'm very pumped for it because, God, this game is so cool and all the features that they added. So we're going to be doing the Ottawa Senators franchise mode once either the beta or the full release comes out. We're going to be doing a franchise mode on the Ottawa Senators, not on the 24th. We're going to be doing it on the 25th here, and I am very excited. So let's get into talking about everything that this game has to entail. Now, they added primary features, which we're going to go over first. They got the Hall of Fame, which I am super pumped about this one. The Hall of Fame feature was awesome. You already had kind of retired jerseys, but you couldn't really see who was retired and, you know, who was in the Hall of Fame or anything like that. But this adds something that EA has never added once in their franchise modes ever. They never added fucking retirement jerseys. They never added Hall of Fame. It's crazy to me. But here we are with a small little dev team making this game, and they have put Hall of Fame. So it is a new Hall of Fame page is accessible for the honors page now, combined with awards, which is crazy. Each offseason, you can take part of the Hall of Fame voting process. You have an opportunity to nominate and vote for who will be inducted into the Hall of Fame each year. You could browse the inductees. You can induct players have a Hall of Fame badge on their profile. That is crazy. Hall of Fame players can be added from roster editors, so you could even add Hall of Fame players to the roster editor. So, for example, when we start up the new, like, basically our new franchise mode, people can add Hall of Fame players to that already, so you already have a huge catalog of Hall of Fame players, and then it basically adds more. So, like, once McDavid retires, he could be added into the Hall of Fame, so it just adds more. Like, for example, you like, if you're doing a history mode from all the way from 1917, or you're doing one from 1980, for example, too, right? You could just do one that, like, basically, if you want to restart the whole NHL, you could have players that get added into the Hall of Fame. It's just very cool stuff that they're adding in. It is amazing. Just, it makes it more realistic. It just makes it more fun. That, like, oh, I remember this guy. That's crazy that he had this amount of points and he's in the Hall of Fame now, or we can induct him into the Hall of Fame. It's really cool. I love the feature, and something that EA's never added, and something else that EA's never added, and I've always added it in my own franchise modes. I just had to do it manually through a wheel spin, is they added new contract clauses. So you have no movement, no trade clause, and modified and no trade clauses, which, oh my God, I've been waiting for this for years, man. For years. I've been waiting for some fucking game to just be able to add this in. Just to be able to add it in is simply incredible. I know you guys are like, oh my God, why are you so excited? Because I've never been this excited to play a franchise mode game in I don't know, years. Like, I loved playing HLM 24 because I was like, holy crap, this is like really bringing back a lot of like love that I had for franchise modes that EA sucked the soul out of me. Because every time I bought the new $80 game, I'm like, oh my god, it's like the same features. Like, they didn't add anything new. I always had to track the stats. I always had to track who's like basically a Hall of Fame player. You know what I mean? I always had to track everything myself. So when I played a year, I had to take like an hour out of my day just to track everything else. In this game, already has everything ready for you. It has all the records. It has now the new movement, no trade clause and all that. So it's awesome. The automated no trade clause can add 5, 10, 15, 20 increments. That's cool. Players will be open to lifting their clause in the last year of the contract if traded to an interesting team. The details of the contract clause can be seen in the player profile. That's really cool. The contract clause will show in the red if the player cannot be traded to a team. It will show green if the player can be traded. That's cool. Offering a trade clause to a player who doesn't ask for one will lower the asking salary. Not offering a trade clause to a player who asks for one will increase the asking salary. That's just really cool. You know, it's really cool how they're implementing this into the game, and contract clauses can be added in. So that's just going to add more to the franchise mode. You know what I mean? When we do our Ottawa Senators franchise mode, you know, we could add clauses on to certain players. And I think that just adds a lot to the game. It really, really does. It adds a lot to the game. It's a simple ad, but it's a really just nice add to the game because then it makes it a little bit more challenging. You're like, oh, I can't trade for that player from this team. I can't go after Darnell Nurse or Connor McDavid because, hey, they have a no movement clause. So I can't trade for this certain player, but I could trade for this guy. So it just makes it more realistic, and it makes it a little bit harder on, like, you know, trades that you're doing. You're not just able to make a trade for a team and be like, oh, I want fucking Connor McDavid. I'm going to trade, you know, this and this and this player to get this player and make my team stacked. You know, I can't do that anymore because, oh, that player might have a no movement clause. It just makes it more interesting. It makes it a lot better. They also added 3 team trades, which, oh my god. Oh my god. They added the ability for a team to retain salary on a player as a middleman. Bruh. EA. Where are these ideas at, bruh? Huh? Like, where are these ideas coming from? Oh, yeah, the community. And EA, people have been asking you to add these things for years, man. This is another one that other games have had for years. But EA, no. Hey, we're adding new Hockey Ultimate Team cards, guys. We got new Hockey Ultimate Team cards for you guys that you have to spend $30 on to just get the greatest player of all time, and then you have to play these other assholes on the worst server you could possibly play on. And oh, franchise mode, we added one thing. We added morale meetings this year. Oh, sick. Like, I really care about that. I want to see no movement clauses. I want to see this. I want to see some actual good features that will make the franchise mode more fun over the years. Where, you know, players will get no trade clauses. Players will get no movement clauses. You could add a no movement clause to lower the salary cap. It just makes it a lot more interesting, man. It just makes it a lot more fun. Like, you're just having to brainstorm a lot more when you're playing. And it's not, oh, I have to hand this player a contract. Okay, cool. He's taking this. You know, like, that's why I added the whole thing where I spin a wheel and I added a no movement, no trade clause or whatever on it. Because it made it boring if I didn't. You know what I mean? This is another thing I didn't look very much into, but they did add training into it. They have a whole new player development section is now in the organized in the 3 tabs. You get development, a summary page, which has already been kind of a thing. They got the top 5 list of the most productive developing players, which is cool. Players, the existing page listing all the players in the organization. Stat list of every developing player in your organization. For each player, you can see their age, league, and stats. That's cool. Added a new trend indicator. The trend indicator shows the effect of players' seasons on their development and is influenced by quality of opposition, number of games played, number of playoff games, number of games missed due to injury. Here are a few examples. The trend is 4 levels: very slow, normal, excelling, and outstanding. Very slow and slow will reduce the player's development for the current season. The player's also at risk of having their development ceiling lowered. So that's cool. So basically, if they're kind of not doing all these 4 and they're kind of going slow, their other stats will kind of get, or their development ceiling will be lowered. Excelling and outselling will increase the player's development for the current season at a new development focus concept. You can choose which aspect of the game you want the player to focus on: general focus, balance, offense, defense. So, oh, that's cool. So if you want a two-way guy that's on your team that already has a very strong defensive game, you could get them, oh, I want you to work yourself offensively, or, hey, I'm going to train you balance-wise, which is really, really cool. And I think this is something that I'm going to like a lot more, because I always hated the training features in EA, and I'm interested to try this out, because I've never been a big trainer guy, but I will see how it kind of goes. Concentrating on a specific attribute or a category will expedite the development towards the selection. Other attributes will progress at a slower pace. The focus is also visible for the Players tab mentioned earlier from the player's profile. Your coaches and head development player can now train players. Okay. See, this is what I mean, because head of player development, I felt like never really had anything to kind of add into the game now. But now it has a lot to add, you know. It has 3 training slots and can train 3 players. Like, that's crazy. So you could basically plunk a player into that development and try to get them going. Like, if you have a first overall pick that's like, oh, he's not really going as well, but hey, I can maybe develop him into something. That makes it really, really interesting. Really, really does. Oh, you could also add a secondary position to a player. What? Player type changing a player's type. That's kind of interesting. Rating increasing selective rating by 1. Potential drops will happen much later in player development and less frequently, because this happens a lot. This happens a lot in HLM 24, where I've noticed, like, I get, like, Patrick Kane, for example, on my team. He has a franchise mode potential, and 2-3 years in, he's already dropped to an elite, and then he drops, like, later on to a top 6. It's like, what the fuck? Like, he's playing great, but now he's dropped down to an elite. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And individual rating increase +1, -1 next to the player profile. Goalies will develop until 28 years old compared to... See, that is dope, man. That is another feature that I think is really cool and not probably going to be talked about, because goalies take a lot longer to develop. And they really thought about that. Like, okay, well, goalies really don't really fully excel until they're 28. Well, compared to, you know, your normal skaters like defensemen or forwards, they're kind of ready to go by 26 or in their prime. So that is a really cool feature. Players training can be paused, but progress will be lost. Okay. Trainings are available during the season and are paused during the off-season and preseason. Training can be disabled or auto-assigned. Increase the impact of draft quality setting. Also, and then they also added an inbox, which we won't go into this too much, but the inbox is basically what they had in Eastside Hockey Manager and stuff, where you had the awards results, buyouts, family birth, head coach firings, lot of results, salary cap going up, monthly draft preview, which is cool, monthly progression, tournament recaps, daily trade recaps, vacant leadership roles, which is really cool, season ending notifications. And then they just had a bunch of new simulation. The simulation's a lot faster, which is already crazy how fast it is, but it's 10 seconds to do a career creation. They upgraded it by 10 seconds to do monthly simulations, so the videos are going to be crazy fast just to be able to do this, right? Like, tested on a roster with multiple leagues, a mid-level device with auto-saving off, complete season with the default 23 seconds, full season. Yeah, like, dude, it used to take fucking 4 minutes to just completely sim through a season. Now it's almost a minute and a half. That's crazy. Crazy. Another feature I really like that I was reading a little bit is trades. AI teams can reject offers even if the value is fair based on their current needs, which is really, really cool. A contending team will reject offers where they have to retain salary as a middleman or require a bad contract. A rebuilding team will reject offers where they have to trade away bad contracts or first-round picks. Teams, however, will be open to trading those assets if for an overpayment. That is really cool. This is another feature I really like, because it's not like you're going to be able to stack your team up like EA can, like when you're playing, you're just able to fucking pick up whoever you like, right? In this game, it's like kind of limiting you. You have to make smart trades. You have to go after teams that, oh, this team's rebuilding. They have a really good player that, you know, is a little bit older, but I could go pick him up. This is really cool. I can't just trade, you know, make the Stanley Cup contender the middleman to take half of my salary off or something like that. You know what I mean? That's really, really cool. Add a player potential to trade view, which is awesome. It's an amazing feature that I was really hoping. Reduce an effect of negative contract value on players that are still developing. Reduce an effect on negative contract value for over 87. Yeah, because sometimes like you would have an 87 overall player who got like paid, and the value of them would just absolutely drop. Late round picks, that's cool. Just to reduce some things. Retaining salary will be more. Yeah, I like that feature that they added in with that one. A ton of more things. I would go check out the Reddit if you want to really see a lot of the other things. Another really cool thing is the Simulation League. Added a commissioner mode allowing you to switch easily between teams during the season and take control of every team during the draft, man. You can also choose which teams are controlled by you and the AI. If you, for example, wanted to do a career simulation video and just wanted to focus on Connor Bedard, well, hey, you can just let all the AI do all the things for you. EA, once again, where are you at, bro? Where are you at, bro, with these amazing features? Where are you at, dogs? Like, this is probably one of the easier features to add into your game just to make fucking everything just AI, but no. Hot, right. Sorry, my bad. Hockey Ultimate Team. Sorry, my God, again. Anyways, I think this is really cool. There's a ton of roster edit. I'm not really into roster editing. There's a lot of guys that are probably absolutely like, oh my God, you could add team championship history. Oh, wow. Okay, that's really cool. Because usually with most of these team rosters, like, you only have a certain amount of history that you could see, or like during like whatever you're simulating history that you can see. So that's really cool. Undrafted players who are still draft eligible to return in the next draft. That's cool, instead of them just being thrown into free agency. Added an age draft list. Okay. That's really cool. Just added a draft host and city on the draft page. That's really cool as well. That they just added, man, they're just adding so much stuff, man. Like, there's just so much to it, man. Like, you can take a look. There's a lot of crazy stuff. Short-term injury players will now count towards the salary. Oh, that's cool. That was really cool too, because a lot of the time you get injuries that are only like a day or two, but it hits, like, they basically like they don't hurt your cap hit. So that cap hit, even if they were injured for 4 days, like, they just go away, which is crazy. So at the end of the time, like, you have a lot of salary cap majority of the time. So there's just so much stuff, like, it's crazy. I asked the question if I can make it on my channel, so hopefully they reply back to that, and then we can see if we can make videos on the beta. So I would definitely go check it out. If you guys haven't already, this video has been quite long already. I don't want to continue to go and read through every feature, but I wanted to go over the main ones that they did add in. They've added so much in, which is just crazy for this team. I absolutely support the game. I'm going to be making a lot of videos on this game because I truly do believe it's an amazing game, way better than what EA has ever produced in their lives. So thank you very much for watching, guys. And make sure to check out the last video I just posted. Talked about Brober, talked about Dylan Holloway getting an offer sheeted. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Adios, amigos.